You're watching The Mic Check, on every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Hello and welcome everyone to this week's Mic Check. I am actually on a test flight to Mars right now, so I might not sound as good as I normally do because, you know, rocket ship Wi-Fi doesn't really work out so well when it comes to these things. But hey, I'm dedicated enough to keep this going, so I'm here. Actually, in all reality, I'm on my phone right now. It's raining cats and dogs in Central Texas. I'm on my way back. We're going to get this going, though, with or without me, yes or yes. So today's script is actually going to be a lot of fun. It's going to offer you some choice in how you want to play it out. So I'm not going to play it up too high. I'm just going to go ahead and let the readers take care of it, starting with Justin. Justin, whenever you're ready, go for it.
Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There is no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. Okay. Let's go with Nephilim.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client Carmen was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death as an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay attention to your suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. Leonard.
Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to the suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. Michael. Assuming you're in a position to read. If not, then Mateo.
We're gonna have to go ahead and skip over to Mateo. I'm definitely not in a position to read right now.
Okay. Yeah, you're in a car and all. Okay, Mateo, all yours.
I am now here. Give me a second, guys. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Cummins managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. I don't know who already talked because I was out, but I will go with Nephilim.
I think we've actually gotten everybody except for Michael and Nathan. And Michael's in a car, and Nathan won't be reading today because he's got a bad cold.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I am rushing back as soon as I possibly can, but that's okay. That doesn't mean that we can't start at least some of the discussion portion right now. I know we're going to be having a few more people trickle in a little bit later. Some people told me on Discord that they're going to be a bit late. That's cool. By the way, we have a Discord. If you're not on it, you should be. We'll include links and stuff. It'll be fine. But anyway.
That sounds like a threat, but okay.
Yeah, it isn't a question. It's a threat. Get onto the Discord.
Get on the fucking Discord, people.
So let's go ahead and discuss this a little bit. So standard first question, voiceover or voice under?
Voiceover.
Voiceover?
Agreed.
It could be no, okay.
Not really.
Oh my
It's
God.
fine.
We're not going there again, are we?
It's neither.
It could
neither.
be. Yeah, there we go. None of them.
Well, for
This
Nathan,
does not
it's
voice
neither.
anything. No, yeah, clearly this is voiceover. You're playing a character. Whenever you're playing a character, it's pretty much guaranteed to be voiceover. Unless you have a product that you're selling, you're probably, probably safe to take this as a voice-over script. Now, this one's really unique because this one says put out by, or at least the title says it's an indie murder mystery. So clearly you have a little bit of leeway there. When you read the directions, what kind of feel do you have for the character?
What kind of what? Sorry.
What kind of feel?
What kind of feel do you get for the character?
Oh.
Well, in the direction, it said that he could either be supportive or sarcastic. Other than those directions, it feels... I don't think it gives off any kind of particular vibe. It depends on how you want to read your lines. As always in the direction said, the lines could be read, especially with the stuff in the bracket as well, either supportive or sarcastic. And other than that, I don't know. It feels pretty like plain, I guess, standard. Nothing too particular. It's professional, I guess.
The one warning there is if you read it as plain, standard, nothing particular, you're going to sound just like a million other people, and your audition will be lumped in with a million other people, and you're not going to get picked. So you want to put some kind of spin on the character that not everybody is going to have.
I think that the character could be played as a little bit holier than thou in a way. Like, I don't know what the local authorities were thinking. Kind of like, I'm the better investigator here. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Well, he almost says as much.
Yeah, no.
Arrogance and confidence.
For me, in my mind, instantly went to Tommy Lee Jones in The Fugitive, for anyone who's seen that movie. If you haven't, you should.
Sadly not. Is it an old movie?
It's been a while by now, like
15
maybe
years.
maybe 15, 20 years, something like that.
Yeah, not my. I mean, I've just finished to watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so I've got my shit basically filled with detective stuff. This doesn't sound much comedy, I guess.
Okay. Actually, it's from 1993, so almost 20 years.
That's pretty old.
Well,
Yeah, well, some of us are older.
yeah, exactly. So, the thing that I found the most interesting about this script is that it's so freeform. You have a lot of control and leeway of even what is in the script itself. Seeing as how the writers have included the parentheses in there for you to sort of decide what you want to put in and how you want to say things, or even what you want to omit. Like, not everything in the parentheses needs to be included. There's a lot of room for play here, and that's one of the more interesting things about getting scripts from indie developers or from anybody indie in general, is that you have just as much leeway to construct the character as possible. Now, in the actual directions themselves, it does sort of give two different variants that they get a vibe for. So let's talk about those a little bit. When it comes to supportive, how is it that you can play a supportive character with the words on the script right here as they're written? What screams supportive, and how can you really pull that out?
What part of the script is supportive?
Yeah.
I'm
I
looking
mean,
forward to mentoring our new member.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
read the parentheses part, that's definitely a more supportive person.
I could also see, instead of referring to the victim as Nick, referring to him as Mr. Webster to be a more professional, I guess, would be a way of being more supportive, so it's not seeming like, oh, I've done this 1,000 times. The victim is called Nick. No, the victim is called Mr. Webster, I think.
Maybe. Definitely the last part, because he's basically giving tips on how to conduct his case, his detective work, as you work through this case to the last will reveal the killer, can be read pretty supported.
I guess then maybe I should roll the question back a little bit. What makes a supportive read? Like, how would you describe a read, or what features would a read have to have that would make it supportive, that would make the character sound like they're on your side?
Read it like an explainer.
Well, read that you're the person's peer, but rather than the person's superior, to have a friendly, warm one-on-one chat with this person, and read in a way that this person can come to you for help anytime.
Yeah, like definitely, like I guess it's an obvious answer, but like the way you depending on what the tone you're using, you can convey all the supportiveness that you can carry. Depends as much on what words you choose and also the tone you choose, I guess.
Okay.
It all comes to.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say it all comes down to what tone you use, but go ahead, Michael.
Well, okay. So then, I guess the real question that I'm trying to get at here is, what kind of. So, who is your character? If you're being a supportive character, let's describe who you are. Let's build that character up a little bit. So, your character is really experienced. That's the only like concrete piece of information about the character that we have. So let's build out a supportive character. How does this person feel about mentoring new people? How does this person feel about expanding their team? How does this person feel about approaching their work? Let's just go ahead and go into that for now.
Friendly teacher type.
Yeah. I guess he definitely could have like a positive outlook on mentoring others, as in he has the goodwill to do so.
Yeah, or maybe someone that needs some extra manpower and is looking forward to training this new person so that he can be helpful and help with the manpower that this person needs.
Maybe he's naturally gifted at like leading a squad, so he's used to drive others to like get the best out of them. Maybe.
So one of the other things that I find actually really interesting in the directions to the script is that the other side of the coin, I suppose you could say, of the direction here for this character is sarcastic. I don't know about you guys. Personally, I think sarcastic might not be necessarily the word that they were really looking for, you know? Because
yeah,
if you think about it, if somebody's a detective and the entire time they're just, you know, shooting out one-liners and whatnot, they act like an 80s action hero where, you know, they're just putting everybody down and whatnot. It wouldn't really fit with a murder mystery vibe, especially if they want to make it serious, especially if they want to build out the world a little bit. So instead of sarcastic, what other word do you think could fit in place of that? So again, the one thing that we know is this character is very experienced. When you deal with these kinds of cases a lot, what do you think happens to someone?
he becomes like numb and cynical.
My approach was kind of to treat it like I've been saddled with this idiot rookie who I've told has been trained, so he should have some clue about what he's doing, but he probably thinks he knows way more than he does.
Yeah, like, oh, this damn youth think they know better. This ain't my first rodeo.
But it's my job to work with you, so I'll try to make you do the best job you can.
Yeah. He's probably like an old like vet of the job, and he's obliged to stay after this rookie, and he doesn't have the patience all the time, basically.
I can only think of the word pretentious, and I don't think that's right.
Maybe not pretentious. I would say gruff.
Yeah.
I think gruff is probably the thing that they might be going for. Gruff, maybe even tired.
Yeah, tired. Yeah.
The directions do say sarcastic grouch, so focus more on the grouch than on the sarcastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
I would also. I was about to say jaded. I was about to say just what. Justice did.
That is a good one. Yeah, jaded, definitely. So ultimately, I think we've got a fairly decent idea of sort of both sides of the coin of this character read. It's then up to you to sort of create this character and express this character through the script. So again, I've always encouraged that when you have a script in front of you, if at all possible, have some way to mark it down, have some way to put your own notes and your own information on it, because this would be the best time to sort of differentiate how you would read each version. If you were going to be more of that rough, sort of gritty, surly, investigator type, or if you are going to be the collaborative, work together type. Like, I would say if you were going to mark this down, take a different color for each one and highlight what you want to give more of a positive emphasis to or a negative emphasis to, or which one of the words you'd use in either read throughout the script. That way you have a really good idea of where you can actually play this character out. So give yourself a little bit of time. Look at that script. Take some notes somewhere. How are you going to play both sides of it? And then you have to decide which side you're going to be more comfortable with, because the directions call for only a single type of read. So take a little bit of time. Look it over. What character do you want? Solidify that and choose just that one.
I was wondering, but this, I don't know if we have the time for this, but it would have been funny to me if we had another round of cold reads where we try both, the jaded version and the supportive, pro-positive version to see what, break more so the ice and maybe up to the side. I don't know.
We could do that, but I know we've got a couple more people in here who can go ahead and do some cold reads for us right now if they'd like.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this.
So, either Russ or Ellis, go ahead and which one of you would like to go next for a cold read?
I'll go.
All right, go for it.
Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew there was something I knew she was on to something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster/Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. Thanks.
All right, Ellis, you're up.
Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. You might want to.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it.
I am right around the corner from being back at my microphone, so I will go ahead and be the next cold read. But while we're waiting on that, why don't you guys go ahead and review a little bit of the information that we talked about, some of the characterizations between the 2 different styles of read, and maybe some tips or pointers or whatever else you might have noticed.
One spot that jumps to my mind for distinguishing between the 2 different types of read is the line, I don't know what the local authorities were thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So for the more sarcastic grouch read, I'd go, I don't know what they were thinking, hit the what. And for the more friendly and supportive, I might hit don't. I don't know what they were thinking, but.
I was actually thinking about eating the thinking. Play on words. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster death an accident. What they had on their mind when they were thinking that.
I don't know. That seems like an odd word to highlight for me, at least. I mean, what else would they be doing?
No, I don't know. Maybe it's just maybe it's a way that I think about it in my own language. I guess it could be.
And that could well be that Italian and English might emphasize different things naturally.
Mm-hmm.
Mateo thinks there's a something going on deeper. There's a cover up.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's actually, I'm playing 4D chess right now.
Oh yeah.
I think it's more like, I don't know what they were thinking. You know, just like every other case, those idiots screwed it up again.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I would
So-
words.
So, Russ, how would you say that in a friendly and supportive manner?
I don't know. I did the other way. Like, I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death as an accident. Like, hey, here's some information. These guys are always going to screw it up. You need to know it.
I don't think there is a way of reading that without it sounding just a little bit spiteful at
Yeah.
the local authorities.
I think it's more of just a like those fucking dumbasses, as opposed to like, as opposed to like, oh, you silly Billies. You go sit in the corner and drink your juice while I do my job.
Yes.
Maybe if you read as flat as possible without any emphasis, that might tone down the spitefulness of the sentence.
Well, I mean, I think you would have more respect for them, and this was a one-off thing if it was the other way around.
Or read in an inquisitive way.
Yeah.
I don't know what the local authorities are thinking.
Yeah, like usually they do a good job. This is weird.
I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they were ruled that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is probably the toughest spot to do the friendly supportive read, because you're naturally going like, oh, these authorities are clueless.
Yeah.
I like the idea of reading it with a doubtful tone, as in almost surprised that they were giving off the Nick's death as an accident. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking. Don't know.
Is this I wonder if this is a so-called trap to try to read it in the jaded, grouchy character, and that it's actually harder to read it as the friendly character.
Well, I mean, they both have different challenges.
Yeah.
They didn't write the line with the intent for it to be a trap.
Yeah.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. I mean, it's very easy for the jaded character to do this. It's way harder for the supportive one. Yeah, it's like,
Can you read as an announcer?
And suddenly it turns
For the
into
Incredible Hulk?
Yeah. Suddenly turns into a showman.
Very true. Very fact.
This is the greatest show.
Yeah.
I'll never forgive you for getting that back into my brain. I thought I'd escaped it. I thought I'd escaped it.
I'm sorry, it's what I do in college. I'm a
It's
thick
fine.
kid.
It's fine. It's good. It's just like when a song gets in my brain, I can't do anything, and I'm already completely unproductive.
Get man like flashbacks in the background.
I'm reminded of the honest movie trailer version of Frozen, for anyone who may or may not have seen that.
I may have seen that ages ago. Yeah.
They have like the feature-length movie version music video for "Let It Go," and one of the songs they changed the lyrics to Get it out, get the song out of my head. Get it out, get it out. I'll sing anything else instead.
That's pretty good. Stop licking your own brain to make it stop.
What?
Anyway, I see Michael has returned to us.
Yes, I finally have.
And
Hey,
you sound
Justin.
much better, too.
And that's the mic check. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Yeah. See ya, boys.
Yep.
We're done.
Yeah, so
No, please, no.
democracy.
Why? I'm sorry.
Okay, well, Michael, you're up.
Yep, my turn. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind that Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. Okay.
Nice.
So.
Very instructional.
Got it. Now I actually have to give it a character.
No, you did. That was a guy from Brooklyn, wasn't it?
Well, sort of, yeah. Okay, then. So we've had, hopefully you guys have had an opportunity to get a little bit more discussion in on the difference between the 2 characters and on what sort of would make them unique and how you would structure yourself around them. We would probably do have some time to go ahead and do multiple different reads with both different kinds of character. But let's just start with the one that you feel most confident and comfortable with. So we will just go ahead and make that decision, have that clear in your mind. Whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and start off the directed reads with Justin.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Okay, let's open it on up. So, what did everyone think of that?
I think the character was there, but I heard it was kind of pausy, so it sounded reedy to me. And it could have been a little more gruff.
We want him depressed as fuck, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, he sounded tired to me, and I agree with the pauses. There were some pauses there that made it sound.
Oh
well,
boy, were
greedy.
there some pauses. Definitely tighten it up. This has so Nathan says just a bit too calm, needs some more attitude. That was actually totally going to be my feedback for this. Is you definitely need to give this character some attitude, because right now it's a little bit too middle of the road. We need either, gruff, I don't want to be here, it's too early and I haven't had my coffee yet type, or more of the, hey, you know what? I know if you and I work together, we can really get to the bottom of this and help some people out type. So a little bit more decision on that. By the way, just as a curiosity, which one were you more going for? The gruff or the friendly?
No more gruff.
Okay. I could see that that's kind of the direction that you wanted to go, but you need to turn it up just a little bit more.
Okay.
Anybody else? Any other input?
I'd be tempted to give the direction of giving it a lead-in of, "Hey, idiot rookie, welcome to the team," and then just go on from there.
You just turn into a complete full axle.
And then, of course, you delete the idiot rookie, but it gets your mind in the right space.
Right. This script really does open you up a little bit to more of the improv. So go ahead. Yeah, add in a little bit of pre-life if you need to. So let's hear it from the top whenever you are ready.
Okay. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Talking to you. Yeah. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. Now, I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing a crime. As you work for this case, pay attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right. What did everybody think of that one?
I could see the intention a little clearer. I think that lead-in did throw you off a bit, because I think you were trying to get into that headspace of like, what do I say that can lead me into this? But since you started with "hey" again, it sort of got you into, I don't want to say, sort of pulled you out of the performance. And I think that in trying to rectify that, it got like way too calm, too relaxed.
Yeah, you tripped over it a little bit.
There were still quite a few pauses in there, and I would suggest slowing down, just making it a slower delivery, because that'll help make it smoother.
I suggest just going off the charts with as gruff and mean as you can get, and then we'll pull you back if we see a problem.
Yeah.
Like it. All right. Well, give that a try. So whenever you're ready, go for it.
I just find it hard to read and you listen to. A mean person wouldn't put so many words to these actions.
Well, again, there is room for some improv here. If you think something else should be there, or if you think the script might be better served if something was read a little bit differently. Again, this was titled, indie murder mystery. They're clearly open to collaboration. And if you have a change or idea on the character, go for it.
If you're having a trouble dialing up the sarcastic grouchiness to as high a level as it should go, try reading it like a pirate. And I'm serious.
Okay.
You should have took direction number 1. Now you got to be a pirate.
Yar.
Yarr! Welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work for this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Okay, now jump straight back into it without the piratiness or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client Carmen was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing a crime. As you work for this case, pay attention to your suspects' means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right. What did everybody think of that one?
I do think it was your best read yet.
Oh, yeah. I would like to see that last line, only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer. But I felt kind of like a phantom comma between 3 and Will, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I just want to hear it without it. Curious.
I think
Should I just go and do it?
I was gonna say something real quick, Justin. Earlier when you said, well, these words don't seem right for the occasion or whatever. I mean, that's just something you're gonna have to get used to, just to let you know. I mean, you're gonna be someone else, not you. So, when things like this come up and it says, hey, try it this way or try it that way, then that's just what you got to do, So however you can get into that mode.
Yeah.
Just something you got to do.
Okay. You still want me to read the last line?
Yeah, I just want to hear what that would be like.
Okay. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Yeah.
What attitude are you trying to convey in that line? And what's your attitude towards this person you'll be working with?
I'm thinking instructional, helpful. I don't know how to put a sarcastic or spin on this other than to read it in a more like angrier way.
Well, okay, so then let's go ahead and think of an attitude. If somebody is in a bad mood, why would they say something like that? What do you think would be the intention behind saying something like that? See, in my mind, they would go through that whole list as, hey, don't screw this up. This is basic stuff.
Yeah.
Like this is the stuff that I need you to do. So if you're going to be, if you're going to be kind of angry about it, as you work through the case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Let me spell it out for you. Rookie.
Yeah, you're basically like, all right, I know you're an idiot, so let me make this super, super clear. That's what you got to do. So that's why I think that's one of the reasons why close is in there, because you could do that sort of supportively, carefully, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Or you could actually make that one of the sarcastic points. Pay close attention to your suspect's means, motives, and opportunity. You see what I mean? Like there's an attitude behind that of, I can't have you screwing this up. I've had it happen way too many times, and we just got to get to the bottom of this.
I think Mike's prejudice against New Yorkers.
Can I give that last paragraph then a try?
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Scare us.
Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing a crime. As you work for this case, pay attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all three will reveal the killer.
I think it was pretty good up until that last line. I think at the last line, it's only a combination of all three, or something. The other lines were good, I think, though, in my opinion. You're onto something there.
Yeah, you definitely got an attitude across there.
It just kind of dropped out on the last line.
Yeah.
Like you were crossing the finish line, but didn't follow through. So give us the last line, the way you were being sarcastic, and then we'll let you go.
Okay. Can I do the whole paragraph just for hell of it? Just like
Sure, yeah.
Lead into that line. Okay. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work for this case, pay attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all three will reveal the killer. Now get out of here.
That is so much better. Definitely. The only thing I didn't like is you said, all as you work through this case, pay attention to your suspects. And it almost sounded like you ended the sentence, but it's supposed to be that it needs to flow. It needs to say your suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. But I know why you're doing it. When I'm practicing, I keep doing it too. It's just that word with the comma after the S throws you off a little.
I think we've seen quite a bit of improvement here. And
Yeah, definitely.
I think we can let Justin off the hook on this one.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Michael's silent. He's busy.
No, I'm listening. I don't have to always be up here talking to everybody.
You're the leader.
Sure you do.
I'm not the leader. I just hopefully get everybody to freaking talk. All right. Yeah, no, it was that definitely was improving for sure. But this is definitely something that I know I want to explore a lot more personally. And I think we're going to be doing that a bit more here on the mic check, is really getting into these characters and really getting into playing as these characters. So that's going to be something that probably be seen more of as we get along. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to Nephilim. Nephilim, it is your turn. Go for it.
Yay. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're
Welcome
up for
to the
the
team. Sorry, go for it. I don't know why it unmuted me.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up for the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death as an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind, Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. What did everybody think? I wonder if anybody has the same bit of direction I do. Let's just see.
It got more sarcastic along the way. It was like a build-up.
Yeah.
But it was kind of irritating, but I don't know if that's what...
I noticed it started speeding up, and then you caught yourself and you slowed back down.
Yeah.
One other thing. I also noticed that after you tripped over yourself in that one thing, you got cautious, and I don't know if anyone else could, like, if it just hits anybody else right in the brain, but like for me, I can just like feel like I don't want to say a word wrong again. I know because I'm the exact same way, but like I don't know, that really jumped out at me. I think tightening the sentences together, just like reading the sentences more slowly, maybe putting, I'm not sure how I want to say it. I think putting a bit more space in between the the paragraphs while packing in the paragraphs themselves could work. I hope that makes sense.
My feedback is that around the middle paragraph, it felt a touch over dramatic, like you were playing up a character and playing up the drama instead of being the character and just talking the way a jaded veteran would naturally speak.
Yep, that's some good.
And the last paragraph, you're a jaded veteran, but you're still a professional. And you started sounding kind of unprofessional there, but going really overboard and what kind of an idiot this rookie is. So tone that down just a little bit.
Oh, I forgot. One thing I very much enjoyed was the not quite casual, but it was a bit really emotional, as if it felt urgent. That's what I want to say. As if you were kind of driving with them to the place, and it's like, listen, we're going to get there soon. Don't screw this up for me. I very much enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I like the way the last paragraph was read. I just felt like you could have gotten to that urgency sooner. So that it really didn't pick up till the last paragraph.
Yeah, that sort of echoes what my feedback was going to be, is that this particular read was very cautious at the beginning, and then it ramped up to too high at the end. It needs to be a steady character from the get-go, which is why I think having a good lead-in is really going to help you out.
It sounded like overacting.
It again, started off really cautious, ramped up to really, really overboard towards the end. So we want to balance those two out. We want to sort of smooth that out a bit more so that it's easier to follow from beginning to end. So again, if you're going for gruff, give yourself a little bit of a lead up, like, oh, you're here, you realize you're late, right? You know, something like that. Like give yourself something to play off of that automatically puts you in an annoyed state. Don't drag it out for too long. One sentence at most, one or two maybe, but just give yourself a brief lead in to put your mind into the thought of, okay, I'm annoyed.
You know something, Mike? I've been working with some of the character people, Dave Fenoy and others. And one thing that you always want to do in a script like this is do something different than everybody else does. And sure reminded me of something that you could probably do in this script that I need to be looking for. But as far as this, you could when you're doing it, you could get over sarcastic and then pull yourself and realize, hey, I'm doing this too much to this person. I need to pull back, a little. Yeah,
definitely. That's a choice.
That's something that could get you the job, is from what I understand. All my coaches are telling me, some kind of turn. You look for some kind of turn in every script you do.
What kind of turn? You mean like a change in emotion, or?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This guy could get too sarcastic, go, oh man, I'm going to lose my job if I, something like that. That's just an idea. But, there's always something in there if you look hard enough, and Dave was telling me you need to read in between the lines. Like whoever you're talking to maybe give you a dirty look all of a sudden, or, they look scared. So you changed your tone to quit scaring them or something like that. And those are the kind of things that'll get you the job, because they realize you can act and feel like somebody else is there. I know it's deep, but.
Yeah. Well, just make sure it still all sounds like the same character.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whenever you are ready, go ahead and give us another take.
Okay. You're finally here. You're late, though. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was on to something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify four clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all three will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. How was that one?
That was a lot better. It was very balanced. She followed the direction well.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
It was not over dramatic, and it was consistent throughout. So I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. No, that was definitely your most solid read so far, for sure.
It was still instructional too, which you want that in this.
Yeah, it started striking that really good balance of character work and instructional work, kind of like, a really good narration in a video game of some kind. So yeah, definitely started hitting that. Sounds like something from a show my wife would watch, says Nathan. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. All right, well, let's go ahead and move along, shall we? Leonard, you are up. Go for it.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify four clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all three will reveal the killer.
All right, feedback. What did y'all think? Okay, I'll go first. That works. Sure. Again, much like with Justin, it sort of was right in the middle. It was a middle read. So it didn't really have, it had elements of being annoyed, but it also had elements of being supportive. So you really were striding the line between the two of those. I would definitely say make a strong choice on what you want to be. Start off strong and then adjust it down a little bit.
Okay, I thought I did, but evidently I didn't.
I think you lost it in the middle. I think that's what it is, kind of.
Okay. Anything else, or shall I jump into it?
I think you're good to go.
I was going to say, everybody seems to be happy with what's already been said, so go ahead and give us another read.
Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify four clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all three will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. How was that one? Did he apply the directions well? What did y'all think?
I think he definitely felt more sus. It was better.
I think better, definitely. What about you, Mike? Was it sarcastic enough?
I'm still getting more of the middle of the road.
I had a feeling.
Okay.
It's just like it's just again like I don't know. I feel that when you're giving
you think it improved, or is just as it was before?
it just sounded tired to me.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Peter
Okay.
Thomas
It
vibe.
just sounded like he woke up less than an hour ago. Like that's kind of the vibe that I got from that read. Not necessarily like, oh,
Okay.
look who decided to saunter through the door.
I get a passive aggressive vibe, kind of.
I don't know. Again, I don't really. I'm not really hearing that. It
From
just
Mike.
sounds like like Leonard's tired and just slightly annoyed because he's tired, not because of the situation. I'd like to hear a little bit more, like being a little bit more active when you're in your annoyance, rather than flat passive.
Okay.
So give us one more read.
A little more aggressive then?
So what I mean is, again, let me go ahead and pull this up. So, again, I fully believe that that this is just prime territory for a lead in. Oh, hey, welcome to the team. I'm totally looking forward to mentoring our new mentor, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. You can kind of use some of that to be a little bit aggressive at the very beginning, and then sort of bring it down a little bit afterwards, just to kind of give it that like
The tone.
initial personality and that initial tone. The rest of it is it doesn't necessarily have to be in that same tone. It's sort of going to be colored by the first impression, and that's really where you want to establish your gruff annoyance, is that first impression right at the beginning. That's where it needs to be.
Okay. I'm trying to get him to sound professional too, though. So that's what might be tripping me up, though.
Oh, professional annoyed?
Yeah.
Then like high-powered business person? Like you're in a crisp cut suit and tie, everything's...
Don't waste my time, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Like just staring at the watch the entire time. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because what you're doing right now is you're dropping the tone to make it sound like you just woke up not long ago. Wake this character up a little bit more. Be a little bit snappy.
Okay.
Hey, welcome to the team. Let's go. Something like that.
Okay.
So whenever you're ready, go for it.
Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something.
I'm trying to keep that in mind.
There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Now with this one, I kind of got mocking schoolyard bully.
That's what I was trying to avoid, but where I felt you were trying to direct me.
No. So when I think, all right. So we want to go for professional jerk, right?
Mm-hmm.
So high-powered, quick, always precise. Treat the other person like they don't know what they're doing, but don't speak down to them. Because you kind of put on this nasally little sing-songiness to the voice. Wouldn't it be more like, look, your client Carmen was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. The subtext of that is, luckily I listened and I'm going to save this case. I just have to do it through you. See what I mean? Like there's a subtext of, yes, I'm really the one who's doing all of this, but I just kind of have to use your hands, your incapable hands.
Mm-hmm. Okay, another shot.
One more, and then we'll have to move on.
Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Okay. What did everybody think of that one? Think you did justice to the character? No opinions? Okay, got it. I think that was...
You're the one that didn't like it.
Okay, all right, fine. I'll go ahead and just give all the feedback. Yeah, Nephilim, you had something to say?
I think it sounded less like a schoolyard bully this time.
Yes.
It wasn't that nasally
Right.
voice, which was good.
100% agree. That was going to be my main, the first thing is you got rid of the whole nasally, schoolyard bully tone. I still think you could have dialed up the sharpness of your attitude a little bit there, but for the most part, I think you really did hit it well. I genuinely think that you did a good job applying the directions this time.
Yeah, I really felt this one was more of a, come on, we gotta get to work. Like, no time to dilly dally. I'm gonna talk to you because it's part of my job, and you're gonna fail if I don't. But we gotta go.
Although one thing that I did notice that I think could have probably helped you out a little bit more in starting off on the right foot is actually starting in the power stance, like back up straight, arms folded, like ready to start talking to the person as soon as they came around the corner, basically. So I think just, a little bit more physical acting could have probably enhanced that performance a bit more, but pretty good.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying. Thank you.
All right. Well, does anybody else have anything they'd like to say on Leonard's performance? Nope. Cool. Let's go ahead and move on. Mateo, you are up.
It is me. Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Now, your client, this Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's mean, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
I'm not saying you need to use jazz hands, but you're going back to being kind of restricted, like from last week.
Sorry, what did you mean to say, Rob?
No, I mean, like be a little more demonstrative with your arms. Serious, but maybe that'll bring a little bit more.
I could try. My only thing is that I fear that trying out to use my hands will just distract me from the performance itself.
Or maybe a little bit will help. Little thing that would help was the earphones off.
Oh, I could try that.
Because I know when I have the earphones up, the earphones. My mind somewhere else. It's just a restricted movement. Yeah.
Yeah, I could try maybe. I'm not very physical at all when I do my stuff, definitely.
Well, adding a little bit more of your body into your performance could always help. It's always going to make a performance just that much more believable, that much more realistic. So it's usually a good idea to add in a little something, a point here or there, you know, a physical shrug when you need to shrug, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go ahead and pull off the headphones and give us a read that way. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Now, your client, this Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right. So did the no headphones help out Mateo's read? What did you all think?
I think so.
Yeah, I definitely felt the. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, you continue.
Okay. I was gonna say, yeah, I agree. I definitely felt the more, like, let's get this over with kind of thing. I felt that a lot more with this one.
I'd say still too nice though.
Rob, you want me to spit in this guy's face? You want?
Rob woke up today. He chose violence.
Yeah. This detective is getting no.
Sometimes I have to deal with cheap tippers, you know.
Well, I did get some really nice attitude on that. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking line.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
It's definitely very close. There's just a little upspeak in certain words that maybe just needs to even it out a little bit, and you're good.
Okay, Mike.
I mean, what's been said, it pretty much lines up with what I was going to say. I mean, you need to be a little bit more definitive on if you're going to be mean, be a little bit meaner, you know. But if you're going to be nice, be a bit nicer.
Damn. Okay. Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Like character work is not easy, and I have a lot of respect for people who do it on the regular and who like get hired for it and constantly do it, because it requires you to really make a solid choice and to really stick with that. And that's scary because if it doesn't land you the job, if it doesn't land you the gig, then it's like, okay, you know, you start questioning yourself. I really went all in with that choice and it didn't work. You know, like you really have to make a solid choice and a solid commitment to that choice for it to really pay off. So that's what I'm looking for here. A solid choice and a solid commitment to that choice.
Okay.
Again, it's always better to push it way out and pull the performance back than it is to try to push the performance to get more and more hype, more energy, more, whatever into it.
Okay. I'm only struggling thinking about how I get even meaner than this. I think I'm very, very, I don't know. I'll try.
Well, what character are you thinking of? Like, what kind of characters do you think of when you think of like gruff and mean? Well, maybe not necessarily just mean, but gruff and short-tempered and things like that. Like, what are those characters that you think of?
I never actually watched this series, but I remember the character from one episode, the police guy, like the policeman from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay.
I remember him being quite mean, at least in the first episodes. Or Rosa from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, or these are actually detectives.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I mean, that's still an archetype to draw off of. Like, really lean into that. Like, think of the things that make them sound mean and nasty and whatnot. Like, really focus in on those and try to play those up in your own voice, in your own performance, should I say, not just your voice, your performance.
Okay, I'll give it a try.
Do not try. Do.
Be better, not sorry. Did I fucking mute myself? Hey, rookie. Welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Now, your client, this Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled out Nick's Webster death and accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind. Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspected. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspected. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. How was this read this time?
I think it got better when you started to get frustrated with yourself because you were messing up on the words.
Yeah.
Don't say that!
Art imitates life.
I'm sorry.
It's
No,
fine, Neth. You're
Stop
right.
apologizing.
I didn't apologize for my read this time.
It doesn't matter. You're still apologizing. You don't need to.
Your rule, come on.
You don't need to. It's fine. Okay, so here's the fun thing about feedback. Okay, feedback is a multi-step process. The very first thing that you have to do is recognize when you think something is good or not good. That's the main thing. And if you just start there, that's fine. That's some of the simplest feedback that we've gotten from some people has just been, I like that, or I didn't really like that so much. Cool. All right. No need to apologize for that because that's an opinion. It's totally fine to have. And then if you get more specific on what it is, that's even better. I didn't like it because I felt you could have done better this way, particularly when you put it on a spin of how can I help this person improve? When you approach it from that angle, there's no bad feedback because your goal is to help the other person improve. Now, whether or not that actually resonates with them is up to them. Everybody takes things differently, but there is no reason to be apologizing for giving feedback. Do not apologize for feedback. Do not apologize for your reads. Do not apologize for your choices while acting. There is zero reason for it. So
I'm
anyway.
Oh my God.
Kick her out. That's it.
Come on.
It's over.
All right. Anyway, let's actually get back to talking about the performances now. I honestly, I'm going to agree with Nephilim there. After you got actually frustrated with yourself, the frustration in your read came through much clearer, felt much more natural. And this is something that we don't normally lean on. Like, not a lot of people think about what they do when they're frustrated. They just do things. Frustration happens, and then the frustrated actions happen, and it's not necessarily a conscious choice. And that's something that you're going to have to do as an actor, is really think about how it is you act during those times, what it is you do, because that's your personal brand of frustration. So somebody's going to hire you for that. You need to have a clear idea of what that sounds like. Well, anyway.
I just need to hear myself be frustrated.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Just
Yeah.
listen back to this recording, apparently.
There you go.
Yeah.
Listen back to it. Really be conscious of yourself when you think about a situation when you were frustrated in the past. You know, I'm a huge advocate of really drawing upon your own personal experience in things. Like if you have, you know, if you can hold up a mirror to yourself while playing back a time when you were sad, when you were frustrated, when you were super happy, things like that, it's incredibly powerful what that does to you in your performances, because it starts becoming more and more natural. You've seen how you do that, and you can start getting back into that mindset. It may not always be a positive one, but it is always a worthwhile one, because your performances are going to be far and away better than everybody else's. It was just like, you know, they open this up. They don't even read the directions all that much. Hey, welcome to the team. Looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you up to the challenge of solving this case. You know, it sets you apart from those people by a long shot. It's just taking the time to draw from your own experience. You had, this is actually a great example of you doing that. Maybe not consciously, but you did. And it worked.
I've had a lot of coaches tell me to record yourself long enough to where you forget you're recording yourself, and then go back and try to play yourself.
Yeah, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, let's go ahead and move right along then, shall we? Rust, you're up. Whenever you're ready, give us a read.
I guess I didn't know the order. Hang on. All right. Yeah, they're putting a new guy with me again. Here he comes. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to the suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. What did everybody think of that one?
I definitely got a southern hillbilly type of character, meandering and lecturing this new person. So I definitely felt a definite character come across. That's great.
Yeah, you could definitely tell which of the 2 types of reads Russ was going for there.
Yeah.
It did feel a bit overacted to me. And on a technical note, also, you dropped the word then. It's more than capable. More than capable of committing the crime instead of more capable.
Okay.
So I noticed you had a lot of emphasis on I and me. You seem to be playing yourself up quite a bit in that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was on to something. A little too much upplay on that. It's less about you and it's more about you being smarter than them. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was on to something. So your emphasis, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
My character is just more conceited than that, I think.
Well, then, I mean, yeah, but if a person is conceited, they want to play down everybody else around them as well. They want to make them all look like idiots.
He's been doing this a long time, and like, you know, when someone comes into the whatever office this is, you know, it's me that figured everything out, kind of thing. to me.
Okay.
But
It broke it up a lot though. It made it feel like you were starting to overact it, like
Okay.
just too much. So I mean, I can see where you're going. Then you'd need to, of course, there'd need to be some adjustments. So like, as soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. So yeah, that one you could emphasize I there, but as soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. Doesn't really
Too
sound
much
right.
eyes.
Yeah, too much on the eyes. So it's going to have to be a combination of you playing the hero during certain points as soon as I took a look and playing down everybody else's intelligence. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking. Stuff like that.
So what I'm getting is it's great to sound annoyed or irritated, but do it without being so self-important.
Did he paraphrase your feedback correctly, Michael?
Oh, of course I would respond while I'm muted. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, yeah, whenever you're ready, give us another read.
They put me with a rookie again. Here he comes. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
See, that felt a little bit more like an actual character, you know? At least to me it did. What did you all think?
Come on, Ellis. I want your feedback.
Yeah.
You're good.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was stuff going on outside, but yeah, no, I very much enjoyed that one a lot more. I think it really got across the. How do I want to? I'm there was like a word in my brain. It's just like poofed, but ignore that. But yeah, I think that one was a lot better. I could see the scene around that one.
All right, thanks.
The universe just hates me today.
No, yeah, so the thing is it was a lot more controlled, and in that sense, it was a lot more realistic. It just felt like you had more of a grounding on this character than just being boastful and just puffing your chest out and being like, it's all me. You know, you had some contrast and calling out, local authorities basically just being idiots and things like that. That really helped out this performance quite a bit. Grounded it, made it a little bit more realistic.
All right. Well, thanks.
Well, I mean, you muted up and stepped away, but unfortunately, it's Ellis's turn now. Ellis, are you there?
I think he's easily distracted.
I think so too.
No, my stuff's falling apart. I'm having a very rough day today. I can do it though. I can.
All right. Give us a performance. Focus on that.
All right. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Okay, so the first thing that sticks out to me is that you immediately went into a higher tone, and that made it sound like you were trying to sound nice when we want you to be nice. So it seemed like you leaned in on the vocal tone a little bit too much because you really went high up in the vocal tone. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm really looking forward to mentoring our new member.
And he sounded out of breath.
Were you going for the nice one?
What?
Were
Oh,
you
yeah.
going for the? Yeah. Okay.
No, this is just the sounded out of breath. I thought there was going to be something else. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought the problem Michael pointed out was really a big issue in the first paragraph, the first two lines. But after that, it kind of got fixed.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really refreshing to have somebody go for the nice character. So thank you.
Yeah.
I thought it sounded pretty vanilla myself.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I definitely want you to approach this with more of like, hey, it's good to have you on the team.
Okay.
Sincerity. Yeah. Try.
right.
Don't upplay your voice. Don't go too high in your vocal register because that comes off as really disingenuous. Just be nice about it. Be supportive. Be friendly. Like.
Okay.
See the potential that this person has and be invested in bringing that out.
Okay.
Maybe you had to solve all the cases yourself for the last month and you're overworked and they finally sent you somebody that's actually going to help you and let you see your wife and kids again.
Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
All right. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to training our new Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was on to something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right. This one started off a lot better. You still kind of went up really high during the whole, I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, but that was the only time where that really happened. The rest of it became really samey at the end. It was really just, I wouldn't say monotone, but you used the same music on every single sentence. There's no doubt in my mind that Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more capable of committing the crime. More than capable of committing the crime. You see what I mean, though? It was da na 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 na. It's that music that entire time. Vary up the way you end sentences. Vary that up a bit more, and it's going to give your characters a lot more life. Okay. So I would say, actually, yeah, I would say give us. Go ahead and give us one more read. Does anybody else have anything?
The one thing that really jumped out at me, and you did it on both of your reads, is the word I therein. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving the case. You went super high, like mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving the case. And it went really high both times.
Okay.
Maybe you could pretend you're a guy with a deep voice that's really friendly. I don't know. That's what I try to do sometimes, but I don't know if it works.
Okay.
Attitude-wise, my suggestion would be to dial up the thoughtfulness. Make it sound like you're a thoughtful character.
Okay. Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took... I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick's... Yeah. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motives, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right. What do you think of that one?
You're still in the same pattern, definitely. And also, like in the beginning, like a friendly guy wouldn't go, "Hi, welcome to the team." A friendly guy go, "Hi, welcome to the team." You know, like really a welcome. And then you said, "I knew she was onto something." It was just like that. And you would be more like, "I knew she was onto something," you know, like with some emotions into it or something, you know?
Okay.
You've got like one friendly tone and you're just using it throughout.
Maybe even introduce yourself.
For a pre-life, you mean?
Yeah.
I'm really welcome in the beginning, you know?
Yeah, seriously,
Okay.
reach out, grab this person's hand and shake it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
You're saying it
you
so
want me to
fast.
do
Hi,
that
welcome to the
starting bit
team.
again, since that seems to be the
Yes. One more time.
consensus bit. Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case.
Okay. All right. How was that opening?
The same.
Same.
Hi, welcome to the team. That's what we're getting on this side.
Okay.
Something in your brain might be different, but that's what we're getting on this side. Hi, welcome to the team.
Also, if you really want to be technical about it, the script says, "Hey, welcome to the team." It doesn't say hi.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even notice I was saying hi.
You were saying hi that whole time.
Oh,
Hey, welcome to the team.
There you go.
Drag that out a little
that might
bit.
be what it was.
There you go. Yeah,
Okay.
it's hey, not hi.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, welcome to the team.
Too fast.
Hey, welcome to the team.
That's better.
That was going to be my other comment, Russ. I'm slow it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. You look like you're in a rush to tell them the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
And the friendly guy's got to be more welcoming.
Okay.
But it looks like you got it.
Yeah, that last one was friendly, definitely.
All right, moving right along. Looks like it's my turn now. Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind, Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Look, Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
Opening
Performance is in your hands.
It was friendly, but I don't know if it was friendly enough. That's about all I got. That's about all I
I
got.
get the friendly tone. I like how you hit the. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Like there is something in stake for you to solve the case too. that line kind of stood out for me.
Okay. But I need to turn up the friendliness.
Well, I definitely got that you were going for friendly there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the genuineness, I think.
The genuineness. Okay.
Yeah, it sounded friendly, but not real genuine friendly.
Little neutral.
Like you would have been friendly to anybody coming in the door, but this guy wasn't special, maybe.
Yeah, but this guy is just some new face coming in the door.
No, but he's supposed to be someone more than someone just coming in the door, I think.
Okay. Let me try it with a different open. Let's see what I can do with making it more genuine.
You're trying to make him want to work on the team, right? I mean, there's someone coming the door, could be anything, but you know this guy's coming.
Okay. Ah, yes, you're here. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your new client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind, Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Here, Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
You know, I think it was the change in your tone in your voice that made it a lot better. Because it sounded more caring, I guess. So I think it's
Okay.
a lot better. You know, like when you do one of those commercials where you're supposed to care and stuff. You got that kind of tone, that kind of soft kind of tone there. I think it made a big difference to me.
I was actually considering doing in that accent just to try to redeem it a little bit. I don't want that to just be the angry accent.
Oh, go ahead. Let's hear that.
All right, let's give it a go. All right, you're here. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Look, your new client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Look, Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
That was some good acting right there, because I know it was stuck in your head the other way.
Yeah, in all of your reads, I could buy that it was a character. It was consistent throughout. This last read to me felt a little too fast.
A little too fast. Okay.
Yeah, I think you're going fast to make sure you didn't drop into the other guy.
Maybe.
Possibly. I know that I naturally tend to start speaking really quick whenever I use that accent, so it might have just been habit. But yeah.
But it was good. You made him friendly and consistently friendly all the way through. I know that's not easy because I've tried.
He has to talk fast to get to the taxi. I mean, come on.
Now we're putting
come on, we gotta go. Yeah.
Now that I've been all friendly.
All right. Well, is everybody satisfied with that? Are there any other changes or anything like that I might need to do for another take, or any other feedback?
I just have one technical note.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking and talking, but your face and your lips didn't move at all. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's because I'm a ventriloquist.
I don't have anything that definitely got the friendly vibe, got that caring vibe. So yeah, I think that's good.
Justin, you're talking and your lips aren't moving.
No.
Oh,
The
another
matrix
one
has been broken open.
Nephilim, did you have something to say? I saw you raising your hand.
Yeah. One, I could see that as some of the narration of L.A. Noire, which is a game which is like detective work.
Mm-hmm.
But like also I could see it as like a character from one of the Mafia games. Like I love this so much.
All right.
Yeah, that might work for an audition then.
Yeah, okay. I'll just try that accent next time I have to do an audition. Why not?
And friendly.
Why not? Why not? All right. Let's go ahead and move along, shall we? Elizabeth, you joined us. Did you want to give this a read, or do you want to just sit in for today?
I can give it a read.
All right. Yeah. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
All right. Hey, welcome to the team. You know, I trust you're up to the challenge of solving the case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they rolled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind that Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through the case, pay close attention to the suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of the 3 will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. What did everybody think?
She's the first one to bring in suspense, I think.
The words I wrote down, take this for what it's worth, were a cartoon channel teenage girl.
Oh, shit.
So sorry. But that's the vibe I was getting.
I wanted to ask whether you have a cold, because with the way you were lowering your voice, it made it sound like your nose was completely blocked.
It is.
Okay.
Well, then that's fine. That's fine. But yeah, let's go ahead and focus on the actual performance itself. Yeah, it was kind of like Disney villainess sounding. It was really a little too much showmanship and everything. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. You know, again, you're a detective. You're a no nonsense kind of person. It's less about showmanship and it's more about getting to the point. If you're going to be mean about this, it's more of like, you're late. Welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case, unlike the challenge of getting here on time. You know, something like that. You got to give yourself a little bit of a lead in, some kind of a thought beforehand to give yourself that leap into that character that you need.
All right.
And it's okay to improv a little bit in between the lines. Just not. I mean, the thing is when a lot of people like take on improv or hear the word "it's okay to improv," they think they have to add a whole bunch to it. It could be just 1 or 2 words, 1 or 2 sentences, just a little bit of extra flair to help you carry that character from one line to the next.
All right.
So season it. It's just like, again, we talked. I think it was last week. We talked about the Salt Bay. You know, the sprinkling off the arm. Just season it a little bit with some of the improv here or there. No need to go overboard.
All right.
Whenever you're ready, give us another read.
Okay, hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving the case. Your client Carmen was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death from accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind that Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through the case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only the combination of the 3 will reveal the killer.
Okay, opening it up. What did everybody think of that one?
Less cartoony, but still a bit cartoony.
Oops.
So what characters are you thinking of with this? Like when you think of a gruff character, like what are some archetypes that come to mind?
Me. Me on a daily basis.
The suggestion that I wrote down here would be read it like you're a 50-year-old business executive.
Oh, Lord. I don't know. For whatever reason, I can't go past 21 or 22. That is something I have struggled with.
Okay. Well, that's probably why it sounds a little bit the way it does to me, too.
And maybe.
But if you try delivering a 50-year-old, it'll probably come across like a 30-year-old.
Go ahead, Nephilim.
Oh, if you have trouble playing characters older, you could kind of play it more like, well, someone trying to retain their youth and kind of act like they're a hot shot, even though like they've been doing it for a while, but they're pretending that they're still young and like, I haven't done this for that long. I'm just a prodigy at this. So it's almost tricking your mind into playing an older character, playing a younger character. I think I'm going around the bush. I'm going to shoot now.
Yeah, you're a little too self-conscious when it comes to that. It's okay. But yeah, then don't play a character on this one. Just read it. Just go for it.
Okay. I wasn't doing that the past 2 times, but okay. Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I trust you're up to the challenge of solving the case. Your client Carmen, she was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, obviously, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind that Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing the crime. As you work through the case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
And that was your most natural read of the 3, actually, so far. The thing is when you talk to people, do you do the exhaling and the extra breaths quite regularly?
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, that felt the most like the most connected to the script. It felt more realistic, more grounded, like you were actually in a police station trying to take care of this. So yeah, I think you nailed it with that one.
Yeah, it was definitely. I didn't get the cartoony vibe that I got from the other reads. My biggest suggestion on this one would be you were going really fast. I'd slow down.
Okay. All right.
But we still have 2 more people to go through, so I think we should move on just for now. But again, all in all, that was absolutely your best read so far. Slightly slower, and you would have hit it, but I think that's kind of more of a nitpick, slightly minor adjustment.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So moving right along, Rob, would you like to give us a read? Rob, you there? Okay, I guess Rob might have stepped away. Vincent, would you like to read this for us? You're muted, Vincent. We can't hear you.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to monitoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind, Mr. Webster, Nick, was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing a crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects, means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right. We'll go ahead and consider that a cold read. Why don't you go ahead and give us an actual read? So you're trying to go for the more friendly character this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and give us a really good, quality, solid, friendly read. Go for it.
All right. No friendly reading. Okay.
No. Friendly reading. Like that's the one. If that's the one you're going for, then give that to us.
Okay. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to monitoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know what the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind. Mr. Webster, Nick was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing a crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspects' means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
All right, opening it up. How was that read?
I got the friendly. For the most part, I got conversational. So that part was good. I do have a couple technical notes. Both times you said monitoring when it's mentoring. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member. And on the Mr. Webster Nick, you really shouldn't say both. You can choose whether to say Mr. Webster or say Nick, but it's kind of weird if you say both. The stuff in parentheses is like your choice.
Okay. To go get one more shot.
Anyone else have something?
No, those were all of my notes. Yeah, go ahead and give it one more shot.
All right. Hey, welcome to the team. I'm looking forward to mentoring our new member, and I trust you're up to the challenge of solving this case. Your client, Carmen, was struggling to get anyone to listen to her before coming to us. I don't know the local authorities were thinking when they ruled Nick Webster's death an accident. As soon as I took a look, I knew she was onto something. There's no doubt in my mind, Mr. Webster was murdered. It's just a matter of figuring out who killed him. Carmen's managed to identify 4 clear suspects, each one of them more than capable of committing a crime. As you work through this case, pay close attention to your suspect's means, motive, and opportunity. Only a combination of all 3 will reveal the killer.
It was really solid that time, actually. What did everybody else think? Opening it up.
Yeah, I think the read had the same friendliness as the first one. Only minor thing was when you said, I don't know what the local authorities, I think you forgot to read what. So it just came out as, I don't know the local authorities.
All right, so be a little bit careful with the wording. But all in all, I think your performance going for the more friendly and approachable read was mostly pretty good. Did you take any time to read this before actually being called on? Did you take a look at the direction or anything like that?
To be honest, I have not.
Okay. Well, if you do want to read with us, I expect at least that. So in the future, please be sure to read that beforehand. It's going to help you out quite a bit. Okay.
All right.
Last call for Rob. You there, Rob? No? Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and call it here. Thank you all so very much for joining. I think this was a lot of fun when it comes to really exploring character work. Again, this is going to be something that we're going to be doing more and more as time goes on. So as per usual, this isn't the end of the mic check itself, just the recorded portion. So if you're watching on YouTube, later. But if you're here live with us, we're still hanging out. So all right, everybody. See you later.